Good evening. Honored guests, Chigan Roshi, Hokuto Osho, senseis, Zen students, spirits of all realms have gathered here on this evening to connect in a way that we seldom connect with each other. Bare, naked, skin and bones, warm hearts. We call our ancestors to be with us, and all of them are here. Not one is missing. Not one left out. Not one left behind. Not one ever left. We like to think this is now, and there is past and there is future. The ancestors are gone. Our children are here and will have children in the future. But as we deepen our understanding and our experience, we find out that all there is now. And even now is not a word, and this is not a word that is sufficient to connect us with that heartbeat, that energy of life that pervades this universe. No past, no present, no future means this is eternity. This moment of ours is what is eternal, eternally changing, but eternally embracing all past, all present, all future. When we get together to commemorate those who have walked before us on the crust of this molten rock that is hurling through space at incredible speeds, let us not fall into those distinctions of past, present, and future. There's a saying in Latin, de mortuis nihil nisi bene. They never say anything but good things about those who have departed. And of course, it holds true. But in this practice, in this process of becoming an awakened human being with an awakened heart, for that to hold true, it means that we have to embrace all of our past, all of our failings as a species, all of our failings that we might have experienced by the shortcomings of those who were our loved ones. Let us not pretend it never happened, but let us embrace it with that openness of heart and the gratitude for having had those experiences attended to by human beings in our ancestry in a way that made us be able to see clearer, to feel deeper, to be more compassionate. The one-sidedness only exists in duality. This non-dual way of embracing all must be complete. Of course, it is difficult. It is very difficult. But we all remember everything. Gratitude and love for the mistakes made, as well as gratitude and love for the wonderful things we have achieved as a species, as a family. But what can we do about it? If we think in the way that, well, that was not me, that was a previous generation. And am I responsible? We must be walking on this earth with a clear eye, with the clear direction of causing as little harm as possible, of saving all sentient and insentient beings, and just treading lightly will be the first step. Just walking without leaving traces, not creating new atrocities, but helping the fullness of this humanity become even fuller. It is very difficult, the times we live in. Eternity is difficult. It is always difficult. But how we connect to it can become the easiest thing to do once we let our heart of compassion lead the way. Embracing you spirits who have joined us here comes from our hearts with a fullness and not the rejection of any of what has happened in this past. The fullness of the beauty, the fullness of gratitude for what we so easily call failings. That's when we lose somebody, we go through a process of grieving. A natural phenomenon that allows our gaze to turn inward and to look clearly and to discover the living eternal treasures that have stayed with this humanity, generation to generation, a transmission without words. And our pain, slowly but surely, makes way to the openness of being able to see that in this eternity of now, everyone and everything is always present. There is no birth, there is no death, but there is life. At the beginning of this Obon service, we heard a heart-wrenching reading of a poem in English and in Japanese by the poet Tatsuji Miyoshi from a collection called Hanagatami. Waga na o yobite. May I ask you to call my name? I want to close this service by reading a poem of a fellow Zen monk who just passed away recently, known to us by the name of Thich Nhat Hanh. A poem written in October 2004. Please call me by my true names. Don't say that I will depart tomorrow. Even today, I am still arriving. Look deeply. Every second I am arriving to be a bud on a spring branch, to be a tiny bird with still fragile wings, learning to sing in my new nest, to be a caterpillar in the heart of a flower, to be a jewel hiding itself in a stone. I still arrive in order to laugh and to cry, to fear and to hope. The rhythm of my heart is the birth and death of all that is alive. I am a mayfly metamorphosing on the surface of the river. And I am the bird that swoops down to swallow the mayfly. I am a frog swimming happily in the clear water of a pond. And I am the grass snake that silently feeds itself on the frog. I am the child in Uganda, all skin and bones, my legs as thin as bamboo sticks. And I am the arms merchant, selling deadly weapons to Uganda. I am the 12-year-old girl, refugee on a small boat, who throws herself into the ocean after being raped by a sea pirate. And I am also the pirate, my heart not yet capable of seeing and loving. I am a member of the Politburo with plenty of power in my hands. And I am the man who has to pay his debt of blood to my people, dying slowly in a forced labor camp. My joy is like spring, so warm it makes flowers bloom all over the earth. My pain is like a river of tears, so vast it fills the 4 oceans. Please call me by my true names, so I can hear all my cries and laughter at once, so I can see that my joy and pain are one. Please call me by my true names, so I can wake up at the door of my heart. And it could be left open, the door of compassion.